we are live. Yo, come on, come on. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we is, what we isn't. And what we is here today bringing you guys and girls One Piece chapter 1105. I gotta move out the way a little bit. I'm a little all over the shop here. I got my big spinny thing. My spinny logo resin orb thing here just sitting on my face. Have I changed my positioning? We've been rearranging my office space at the moment, so things might just be a little like I'm not used to the position of stuff. You know what I mean? But that's fine. That being said, we're getting into the greatness that is One Piece chapter 1105. If you haven't read the chapter already, you know what to do. You know it is appreciated. Right? Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this. Check out the link tree in the description down below, because not only will it take you to things like my Twitter, my Twitch, my TikTok, but it'll also take you to my Discord, where you can join the Discord and get links sent to you for the release of these chapters. That way, you get the chapters straight to your device. Click on it, you get a notification when they get released. Bada bing, bada boom, you're happy. And they're usually pretty damn good translations, especially leading up to the Viz releases. Right? Always support the official release. They are important, and they do make some clear. Sometimes they make some very clear distinctions in the translation, so it is always important to do that stuff. But that being said, I got my donuts on. For those of you that don't know, I'm a katakuri stand through and through. So I got my heavenly donuts. I got my heavenly smile. Young, yo, good to see you, my dude. I'm excited for this chapter. The name of the chapter is The Height of Folly. So I've got a feeling that this is going to be more of an emotional chapter. A little bit of Gorosei sass, I'm assuming. But we have cover request by Uda, Mania's big brother. Carrot insisting someone taste tests her stew. Right, so Nekomamushi and Inuarashi are trying carrot stew. Sure, why not? I feel like that just looks... I don't know why. This cover page looks off to me for some reason. I don't know. That being said, let's get into it. Prepare for a full fleet bombardment. Justice is blind. Ooh. I feel like you can't open up a chapter on Justice is blind with everything that's going on and not it be a reference to Fujitora, with Fujitora showing up in some capacity in the chapter. I feel like otherwise that's just poor choice of words. Right? Blah! Hurry, blah! All the Marines are to return to their vessels immediately. So all of these guys... We need a new cover story. Yo, we do. We do need a new cover story. Hang on a second. I'm not going to go back yet, but, Young, remind me if I'm wrong. Didn't, when Saturn show up, they said that everyone under the rank of Rear Admiral is to not look at Saturn and leave the island to the higher-ups? Does that mean all these guys here are of that Rear Admiral rank? Or are these still the initial guys still fleeing from when Saturn first showed up? Because they've only just made it back to the shoreline by the looks of it. Whoa, what just happened to the center of town? Hell if I know, just do as you're told. Saint Saturn. Admiral Borsellino. Please, hurry back to the ship. Yo, having him called Borsellino? Dole, you got a little first name basis going there with Kizaru? Yeah? My favorite admiral and my favorite vice admiral? You know, a little bit, maybe. Not me getting too excited over a new ship. Kizaru and I shall remain on the island. What? Begin the barrage as soon as possible. What? But... Go. Yes, sir. Yo, shivers down the spines of the vice admirals. At least they're showing, though, that, like, an admiral is honestly going to be unfazed by a busticle. I thought you were only after my life. Isn't that enough to end this madness? Why are you doing this, Saturn? The most cutting-edge research of all the scientific fields can be found on Egghead. Destroying it will set us back an entire century. Please, call off this busticle. Kizaru! I'm begging you! And Kizaru lowers his head. Eyes just glazed out. He just lowers his head in shame. You might still be hiding something. Perhaps something that could hinder the world government? Either way, we have no need for your further advancements. But what about humanity? That reminds me. A ship left this island yesterday. You should know I gave the order for it to be hunted down. What? Aokiji survived a nuke in Film Z. Did he? I don't remember Aokiji doing that. I remember Kizaru copping the lodestone or whatever. A busticle is just joint at yeah. It was natural to assume that some passengers might have had access to information about the Void Century. A warship was sent to be safe. The dead make the best secret keepers, after all. Saturn, not playing games! Love to see it! How could you? They knew nothing. None of them committed a crime. You broke a taboo, Vegapunk. Just like O'Hara. You dug their graves by digging into the past. All to satisfy your selfish sense of curiosity? You should have kept your greed in check. Pacifist units, remain on the island. Everyone else, begin evacuation immediately. This is Ship 54. Preparations are complete over. Ship 21 is also standing by. Quick, while Vegapunk's got their attention, hightail it to the vacuum rocket. Huh? Go meet up with the others at the back entrance of the Labostrator. Right. But Sanji, what about Vegapunk? Don't worry, Bonnie-chan. I'm not leaving without him. Look! I think, in my heart of hearts, that this is cute. I think Bonnie having a crush on Sanji is cute. I also know Sanji, and Sanji's one of my, I like Sanji a lot, but I also understand a lot of his flaws. Sanji, as a PR manager for you, please don't reciprocate. Now that you know, treat her like a princess, but don't do the chivalry thing. I know that might sound bad, Sanji, but don't do it. I know you're not a... Look, I seen the chivalry go out the window when women of a larger or a less pretty persuasion get injured. Chiffon! I'm just saying. Don't. Just don't. Just don't. Right? Ignore the girl. Fight the Admiral. Win the hearts of the fans. That's your job. That's your one job right now. Don't fuck it up. Do not fuck it up. Don't worry, Bonnie-chan. I'm not leaving without him. Nami-san, it's me. Wait. Nami-swa! It's me! What's your status up there? We made it back to the entrance. It's so noisy, though. What's going on at your end? Oh, okay. I'm a little too zoomed in for that. That's better. Labostratum. Oh, wait, is that alarms? The bois sound effect might actually be an alarm system. They're going to do a busticle? Huh? The island's finished. Is Luffy okay? He's with you, right? I lost track of him, but he'll be fine. Just fill me in on what you guys are doing. Zoro's still off dealing with Lucci. We'll send Jinbei over to get him, so he doesn't get lost. I'm worried sick about Stella. Thankfully, Lilith didn't fall down with the others. When Luffy, Frankie, and Bonnie are here... when Luffy, Frankie, and Bonnie and her were trying to move the Sunny, Brooke's gone to help her. Why are we so cursed to go through multiple Buster Calls? Let's hurry up and get out of here already. And Robin is just laying down, contemplating everything, is she? Get rest while you can, Robin. What the fuck happened to Robin? Like, last time, like she was clean. The Seraphim were doing their shit. We cut to the next day. She's the only one. It's her and Kaku are the only ones in a shitty fucking situation. If she's so banged up, yo, I swear, if Oda pulls a double middle finger, just giving you all the bird, and he's like, yo, last night, Robin was fighting the Seraphim, unlocked Haki, that's why I had to skip over it, because I wanted it to be a mystery, and, yeah, when she actually gets up and starts doing stuff, even though she's injured, we're gonna see that she's actually got Haki now! Woo! Because otherwise, why the fuck is she injured? Yeah, how the fuck did she get injured? Like, chat. Young. Why is she so injured that she needs to rest while others don't? Why is Usopp fucking clean before her? I need answers. One problem. Our plan to have Vega Force 01 carry us past the coast isn't possible anymore. That robot was destroyed by Kizaru. What? Sailing a ship on land is a simple matter. When you have my aid, you're amazing, Bones. We'll make it to the back entrance in no time. We can glide seamlessly now. Hold the fuck up! Wait a minute! Brooke's a demon. Brooke's a menace. Brooke throws the island clouds. Maybe the Blackbeard pirates already invaded during the small time skip and injured Robin. It's possible, but it feels weird for it to not be mentioned. Unless it's actually the other way around, and Katarina Devon got injured by Robin, but because she's in Awakened Zone, she's healing up, but she turned into Robin, and now, But I feel like that's a bit of a stretch at this point in time. Okay, this chapter, we officially see Robin and Brooke again, so they weren't kidnapped. So where the fuck are Lafitte and Katarina Devon? Unless, with the Warp Fruit, the whole crew's gotten there since that point, and Shiryu's just turned the ship invisible. That honestly, at this point in time, they could be in the middle of the Buster Call right now with an invisible ship. Like, that is actually plausible. The barrier around the Labo Strat... Wait, did I read that? No. We can glide seamlessly to the island. Clouds are frozen. What an ideal. Your powers are remarkable too. Yo! I'm flattered to be praised by the world's greatest genius. By the by, how are we going to stop when we get there? Huh? I hadn't thought of that. We're going to fly off the edge! Isn't there anything we can do? I'm all ears, Lilith. And the ship's just glazing down. The barrier around the Labostratum is still up. We'll have to blast through. Begin the first volley. Return the future city and the central science lab into dust. Watch out, the pacifists are on the move. Yo, and they're just wiping out sections now. Egghead. 4 years. 4 years of your life building this. Just for it to be at the pinnacle of it being built. Crumbling down. The destination of this capsule is the Labostratum. Let's go. Be quick, vacuum rocket. What is this thing? It's crazy fast. Oh! Ho 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 ho! Ha ha ha! Ow! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! Now you fucked up! You have fucked up now! The approximate journey from the Fabio Stratum is 32 seconds. While this thing is in mid-transit, Kizaru, zap, blitzes up there. Amano Murakumo, the sacred sword, slice! He got the front of the fucking capsule, split the front of the dome. By the looks of it, didn't injure a single person inside though. He just cut it so it destroyed the tubing, shot them out, and also just like fucked up their capsule. Yeah, splash. Where'd the splash come from? Oh, slash. Doi. And the capsule's disappearing in the air. Kizaru, that bastard. I'm coming, Bonnie Chuan. Pacifista units. How suitably ironic. Fire your lasers. Kill Bonnie and Kuma. You threw away your life so that your daughter could live. And now her life will be taken by your clones. Dad! A fitting fate for a squirming insect. Your struggle was truly the height of folly. And Kuma grabs Bonnie as they're falling in midair. You see the pacifista lasers starting to beam all around the place. Truly, that would be blinding. Bonnie, when I heard you'd become a pirate, I couldn't help but dwell on the worst case scenario. A pacifista won't hesitate to shoot you. If the Navy commander, they may look just like your father. But they don't know or care that you are the daughter of their progenitor. Hey, isn't this Straw Hat? I'm so stuffed I can barely move. Seize him, quick! He's an emperor! We failed to neutralize the escaping vessel. We have to report this to Kizaru-san. He has to know that they're heading for Egghead. Someone else is on the way. What? Yo, Dad, good to see you, my dude. Why is Oda making the 32-second timer so important? He mentioned it twice already. Did he? When was the first time he did? Blackbeard Dragon, the man marked by flames, so many possibilities. Yo, you're right. You're right with that. Yo, if anyone wants to hop up for a minute, I'm more than happy to get a discussion going through the Discord quickly. It may not be like the proper official discussion, but if you want, I'll hop in the live stream voice channel over on Discord. If you want to run through some theories on this. This is a good chapter. We failed to neutralize that escaping vessel. We have to report this to Kizaru-san. He has to know that they're heading for Egghead. This might sound a little bit fucked up, Yo, Turtle. Wait. Let me not make the mistake. You're unmuted on stream now. If you are free to talk.
Alright.
All right, we can hear you. Perfect. Right. Hear me out here for a second. Just for a second, right? The phrasing of that last two-part panel. We failed to neutralize that escaping vessel. We have to report this to Kizaru-san. Tells me that that was the ship sent to destroy the escaping scientists from the day before. Right?
Right.
He has to know that they're headed for Egghead. This might sound like a really crazy red hot take. I think it may be the red hair pirates.
I was thinking that too.
Because
Either that or well, I feel like if it was red hair, the whoever was calling it in would have said the name. So I was kind of thinking more along the, you know what I mean?
yeah, see,
Because like,
I don't think it's dragon because we already saw the dragons in the Grand Line. Right?
right,
Blackbeard, definitely a possibility. Because we already had the Blackbeard pirates tease that they were here. Right? And the Blackbeard pirates were here the day before, so they could have been tracking down that ship. Right?
right,
So it's like, Blackbeard pirates got here the day before, that ship left, the Blackbeard pirates, maybe while invisible, follow that ship. The Marines attack it, they destroy the Marines. Maybe they were hoping that something important was on the ship. Right?
yeah,
Or
yeah, I'm fine.
the direction that the ship was heading, because we know that Elbaf is the next closest island.
Right,
We know that the Red Hair Pirates just left Elbaf. Right? And we also know that they were looking for the Blackbeard Pirates, who we saw some of the Blackbeard Pirates heading over to Egghead. So,
yeah.
do you know what could be a crazy fucked up thing?
Hmm.
What
What that
if it is the Red Hair Pirates, but what if the Straw Hats escape before realizing that? And Egghead ends
that's cool.
off with the Straw Hats leaving to Elbaf, and the Red Hair Pirates and Blackbeard Pirates pulling up on Egghead with this Buster Call. And then it's just
Like
left.
the
Then it's just left ambiguous
the
to what happens.
right. The best way for that to work out, they should what do you call it? What if they like actually brought in like Blackbeard, like not just the pilot, like the commanders.
Yeah. I
That like I feel like that would be the only good reason to do it. Otherwise, I don't see Shanks having too much of a connection.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I think Shanks' perspective is just like if it is Shanks and he's just happenstanced past this ship, it may just be a matter of the Marines are doing a buster call on the scientists of the world, but the scientists are innocent. I know that they're like seemingly good people. Let's go help them out, or at least help some of them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But imagine, and like genuinely think of this: the three-way deadlock of Blackbeard versus Kizaru being set up, darkness versus the light.
Right.
But at the same time, it sets up Shanks versus Saturn. But we also see that Shanks and Blackbeard are staring each other down while they're fighting their own opponents.
Right. I don't know. I'm having like a theory going on. Like you know how would have specified that some like devil fruits have like superior versions.
Yep.
What if Blackbeard's devil fruit is like the controller of mainly from the last chat? Well, I guess it was more white smoke or white flames or something. But yeah,
For
mainly from the
Saturn,
last chat.
you mean?
Yeah, when he like regenerates, it kind of comes out of like darkness, and when like he sets his visual or whatever it is down, it's like out of darkness. So what if Blackbeard got the darkness fruit to control the Gorosei?
Well, Blackbeard's missing intangibility. What if instead of intangibility, when he did, like, because we haven't actually, like, we've seen him get flesh wounds, but we've never seen him hurt, right?
Right.
What if when he's hurt, he actually has a healing factor like Saturn? And the darkness just
Maybe.
reshapes and his body forms out of that shape.
Didn't Ace impale him though?
Ace did impale him, but he impaled him, it burnt, but then he was fine the next panel.
It was almost like the Diablo Zombie, where it just like goes through your body,
Yeah, like
like his flame.
they stabbed into him. I'll try and pull the panel up. It's Ace's St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah, so, because when he does it... hang on. What chapter is it? You'd think by now I'd remember what chapter it is since I've been there so many times. It's like chapter 445. 445.
Yeah, I think it's like right after Longland.
Nah, it's
I
just
think.
before Thriller Bark, I think. I'm gonna call it 441. Let's see how I did. Is this the chapter? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yeah, so he impales... So it's 441, pages 15. 14, 15. Ace has a St. Elmo's Fire. He creates plasma spears. They stab into Blackbeard. Blackbeard grabs them, screams that they're hot. And then in the next panel after, Ace sets up the crossfire shot. And we see that they completely disappeared from Blackbeard and he's got no injuries from being stabbed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we haven't seen any flesh wounds, or not. I mean, we haven't seen any lethal wounds or
And I think the same
main wounds.
thing happened at the end of Marineford, right? When Whitebeard stabs him through the... Well, like, cuts him across the torso. That also disappeared
Right.
immediately. That would be 500 and what? We're probably dealing with 576.
Yeah, I would say like 560, 570.
Ooh. Ooh. 576. My memory's getting too good for this. You know I've got a problem. Yeah, 576. He cuts Blackbeard down his side, like he cuts through Blackbeard's collarbone, right? We see a
Right.
chunk of blood. He's bleeding for a second. Then Whitebeard hits him with a choke slam. And and it's off-screened until the end of that chapter. And then 577. Hang on. 577 rolls around. And Blackbeard's still injured with head wounds, but it looks like his cuts just disappeared. Oh, no, we still see the blood from it. But then again, that would be from Whitebeard that, for all we know, has, like, any type of hockey on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like crazy hockey. Like we haven't seen Luffy use like Conqueror's coating yet, like at all this arc.
No, I'm so excited for that. I'm gonna keep looking and see if that disappears, because I got a feeling it does disappear. Because it's not like Blackbeard has a scar at the moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does Shanks show up this chapter or the next chapter? Yeah, it's the next chapter that Shanks shows up. So I can immediately skip to 580 because Blackbeard's not going to be in that first chapter. The War's Conclusion, 580. Because everyone's a little injured. Oh no, Blackbeard's still got the cut by the end of the arc. Okay. Maybe that was just a reach then. Fair enough.
Yeah, right.
Still though, I'm curious, because whoever this is that's showing up at the end of the chapter, like, it could... Okay, I don't think it is, right? But let's run through the list of possibilities. Grand Fleet? To me, it's a little dumb for it to be the Grand Fleet now instead of at Wano. But then again...
A little bit, yeah.
But then again, maybe it took Luffy's Vivre card looking like it burnt out. Or maybe Luffy's Vivre card actually burnt away when he died.
Then again, did he really need... Well, I guess he did, but like... Wait, he had Law and Kid backing him up, so he probably didn't even think he would need the Grand Fleet.
But with him on the rooftop, you know when he's like heart stopped before Gear 5 activated?
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to his Vivre card. Because for every other character, if they stop, their Vivre card burns away, doesn't it?
I think, didn't Aces burn away before he like his actual death scene?
Aces burnt away just as his like last words were said.
So wait, would the Grand Fleet even? Yeah, would they even have the Viva card for that?
Or would their Vivre card have burnt up, causing them to try and come to the Straw Hats' aid, only to find out that Luffy's still alive, which led them to Egghead?
It's just like it's the characters.
Yeah, it's a possibility. The other, to me, the obvious ones are Blackbeard or Shanks, because both of them are really active. Not gonna lie though, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, but it would be fucking interesting if it was like Marco and Weevil, or sorry, Marco and Bucking, or big or here. What if it was Cross Guild, and they found out about the Egghead War, and they're come to steal tech and resources?
That's pretty interesting. I haven't heard Frostgill, but I've heard people say Neonads. Because I mean it's a pretty science themed island, you know. And if they're hearing Vegapunk is getting basically assassinated, then why not go steal his tech? Because I mean they don't have the same funding that the government has, or like the government funding.
That would be really interesting. And I mean, like,
especially
no,
since the huh? Go ahead.
we don't know what happened to Queen because he got his moisture or energy drained out, right? Queen could have
Right.
potentially teamed up with them as well now. Although, mind you, I think Queen was the worst scientist out of that group because
Yeah, definitely.
all Queen did was sort of do the discount versions of what everyone else did. Like he did
Yeah,
rope.
he kind of just stole everybody else's. Like he can build it, but he's not really making new
He's an
anything. Well,
he's an engineer, whether mechanical or bio. He's just an engineer.
yeah, I was gonna say he's a pretty good bioengineer, but he can assemble things.
So
He's not really involved.
the food that Luffy got, was he just stretching and pressing the buttons on this? You think? And that what was feeding him, not an actual person like Karibu.
Yeah, I don't think it could be caribou. I really don't think, and don't necessarily want it to be caribou. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like he's lived to his relevance unless there's something like super important he's supposed to do.
Yo, fuck! Chekhov's gun. The light gloves, the light pressure gloves.
Well,
You know how we're waiting for a Straw Hat to pick him up to fight Kizaru?
right.
What happens if someone like the Blackbeard Pirates pick them up?
That would be pretty insane. Oh, you know what? You know how when Kizaru used his, because I don't really understand why the light bulbs were invented because like you could just use hockey
Yeah.
and then any character that doesn't have hockey isn't going to be strong enough to throw hands with Kizaru, so it didn't really make sense. But if you think that like Luffy wasn't able to hit Kizaru's like clones when he did the he like shot out a
Ooh.
bunch of clones.
But if you had the light
He wasn't
gloves, could
able
that
to,
hurt Kizaru?
yeah, and what if the clones are like weaker, but they make up for it because you can't hit them, but they can hit you. You know what I mean? What if
Mm.
they're weaker than him? So say
It's
he makes a bunch of clones and they're like, oh yeah, like let's grab the light bulbs.
it's
Vegapunk just passes out a bunch of light bulbs.
it's like the Shadow Clone Jutsu where it's dividing up little bits of his consciousness, but like once you destroy them, the consciousness like returns. But if you've got the light gloves, you can beat it and entrap it. So it's like slowly nerfing
Ooh.
Kizaru. That could
I don't know.
work.
I feel like they should have made the light gloves work in like reverse. Not necessarily like the light gloves themselves, but like he used it so he can beat up holograms. Why not make the big holograms be able to beat up other people?
Why do I feel like there's going to be a callback to Film Z? You know how you're talking about Kizaru surviving the one of the Dynastones blowing up in his face?
Right.
What happens if Frankie puts a light gloves on, uses a strong right, and a missile?
That would be pretty sick.
And like, it's not enough to like fuck up Kizaru, but he's not suspecting it, so he doesn't brace for it. Because I feel like most characters, like, there's a lot of characters that can tank missiles in One Piece, not a lot of characters that can tank missiles while off guard. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, well, I'd say Lightbeard can tank missiles off guard, but like, still, if he was like getting stabbed by Spore type thing, then he's off guard. And sure, Marco even said like, "Oh yeah, like if he was at full strength, this would have been a joke." But it's still a point. Like Marco even brought up this like he's not on command, so obviously being on command matters. It's not just like full defense all the time.
Mm.
what do you think the importance of the 32 seconds is? Like, because this is
You,
because the first time it mentioned was the 30. It took 32 seconds, I think, for Luke when Luffy first used Gear 5 and he like used it up, and him, Bonnie, and I think Vegapunk were in that like train car, whatever it was. I forget what it was called, and the estimated travel time it said was 32 seconds. And that's it's cool to know, but is it really relevant to anything?
uh,
And then again, like this chapter, it says like estimated travel time is 32 seconds. It looks like a different like ride, like visually, but like it could just be like two different models of the same thing. But
well,
like, why is the 32 seconds so important?
that's actually pretty crazy when you think about it because it's 32 seconds, right?
Right.
The Punk Records is like between 2 and 3 kilometers up in the air. So 32
Yeah, that's
seconds is
pretty
like
crazy.
going you're moving a kilometer every 10 seconds.
That's pretty crazy. And she's already just like you were saying, he caught up to that like nothing, bro. Like
True.
nothing.
But if you're so that's 100 meters a second, which is pretty fast, right? What if they break the top of the tube off and sail the Sunny through it?
You mean like use that to
To
travel to like Elbap?
They use that to launch over the fleet like a slip and slide.
Right.
And we probably end up getting a moment where you've got the Sunny moving 100 meters a second over the fleet, and it's like we'll probably get a chapter that's going to be like a slowed down version of everyone trying to react to it, do something to it, and in under 32 seconds, each thing trying to stop them is getting interrupted by a different person or a different like group, and it'll be like one of those
32
things.
seconds wouldn't even be visible. Like honestly, like 32 seconds to go in, what do you say, 100 meters per second?
Yeah.
That wouldn't even be visible. Because if they were gonna do that, they could just do a coup de grace, which Frankie said is you can go 1 kilometer with a coup de grace.
Well, okay,
So,
that puts their potential at 4 kilometers, 4.2 kilometers,
oh, that's right. Yeah, they can do that. They can pop off a coup de grace.
or they can do the coupe de burst down the slide.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Like pick up speed.
Yeah, because imagine how crazy it would be. All this stuff's happening. The Straw Hats just go down this big ass slippery dip and shoot off towards Elbaf, or maybe because of this they don't actually even make it to Elbaf, even though they were planning to go to Elbaf. Maybe that was a red herring, and instead the tube's facing the wrong direction,
Right.
and it puts them on the path of the man marked by flames instead.
I don't know, I feel like the message we got from Jump Festa almost confirms that we're going to Elbash.
I mean,
Like, and I feel like it would have to be more.
I feel like we are going there, but maybe there's a stop in between,
Right.
because what if they between here and there have like a mini arc with this worth like a volume where they come in contact with the man marked by flames.
That would be pretty interesting.
And then when they actually make it to Elbaf, ironically enough, Elbaf would have the last um, bit of stuff they need before heading to Laughtail. Because if they accidentally run into the man marked by flames first, they get the last road poneglyph. Then they've got to decide: do we go straight to Laughtail, or do we drop off Vegapunk and whatnot at Elbaf? Right? We would have the information to get to Laughtail, go to Elbaf first to drop off Vegapunk and that before going there, or something, resulting in them getting more poneglyphs, not the loads poneglyphs, but more like Rio poneglyphs from Elbath. And then like Elbath, the end of Elbath and the opening of Laughtail is just the Void Center information being shared between both of those
Right.
groups. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm kind of thinking, that the man marked by friends is the dude who's showing up right now at the end of the chapter, because I don't know. I feel like if it was anybody else, they would have said the name. You know, if it was, Shanks, they would have said Shanks is coming to the island with Admiral Kizaru, or if it was Blackbeard. But a man marked by flames is like a complete unknown to most. He's not like a big shot Yonko or anything. So he's a complete unknown for most. So that might be why they're like, yeah, he's like, guy's coming to Egghead, blew up the ship, and then because I feel like we need to segue into his vehicles sooner than later,
There's also an
especially since Oda.
there's
Huh?
there's also another really fucking crazy potential.
Was that?
Sword.
Mm,
What do you think Sword would
oh
do if they
yeah,
came across a marine ship trying to sink civilians?
that's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
Specifically if it was someone like Drake,
But
who's MIA.
bro, I want Smoker to enter the story at some point, bro. Like we see, they showed him at the, I think it was 1,100. He showed Smoker. I think it was that chapter.
Wait, I
But
haven't
yeah,
seen Smoker. Was it in a cover page or in the chapter?
it was in the chapter. Remember, Dragon's like, oh yeah, like
Oh,
or yeah,
yeah,
so or he gets information.
yeah.
Yeah, that Luffy's in Lowtown, and he's like, okay, who's stationed there? And they tell him that it's Smoker, and he's like, oh okay. And he's like, not really too much of a need to do that, and instead of just trying to do that,
I f-
like hit you with the nostalgia with the Motown reference. But I feel like Smoker's gonna be rolling, especially since we haven't seen him in a long time.
is it weird to say that I think whatever group's coming, none of them quite make sense at this stage? Like, hear me out. Say it's the Revolutionary Army. How the fuck did they get here so quick? Right?
Right.
Say it's the Grand Fleet. Why didn't you guys come at Wano? Right? Say it's the Red Hair Pirates. Right? Why make a move against the world government now? Although I guess it is the whole Shanks said he's going for the One Piece, right?
Right.
Maybe there's a possibility that Vegapunk is in possession of something that'll make getting to the One Piece easier, potentially. Blackbeard already showed interest in the island, so he's already like clear enough to be here. But because the ship's disappeared and Caribou's disappeared, I feel like Caribou and the Blackbeard pirates are already together and have left.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because the Blackbeard pirate ship showed up the day before, the same day that the other marine ships left with the civilians. Right? They actually like they showed up like at the same time as each other. If that was the Blackbeard pirates showing up, tracked down that civilian ship, saved them, that's kind of weird to me. But then again, think about the Blackbeard pirates now having possession of all the world government scientists.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what actually would be a really crazy thing to see?
Um,
What if
that
What if out of the current factions, instead of factions beating other factions, What if two, like, what if almost all factions start splitting off into pairs with each other? Like, what happens if Cross Guild teams up with the Blackbeard Pirates?
That would be interesting.
So, like,
Then we would have me.
Blackbeard picks up all the scientists, right? Cross Guild has all the funds from having hunting, like, from people hunting down Marines, and they have a merger. Because although Buggy kind of hates Blackbeard in his own way, Buggy and Blackbeard are very alike. You know what I mean? Both have high morals and like high pirate's pride, but also both willing to fuck over civilians without a fucking second thought. Both really big opportunists. And I mean, think about it from the,
shown to be opposites to Shanks too.
yeah, and think about it from that perspective. It's not just Blackbeard and Buggy, but it's Blackbeard, Buggy, and Mihawk, all opposites to Shanks.
That's pretty interesting.
Then on the flip side, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet and the Red Hair Pirates team up. Could be a big possibility. You know what I mean?
Possible. I. I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, yeah, kind maybe because I was just thinking like Barto. You know, the last time we heard from Shanks, well, not necessarily the last time we heard from Shanks, but he's going after Barto, and we
Yeah.
didn't really hear about anything after that. Yeah, what if he goes after Barto, realizes that Barto's not like, you know, necessarily a bad guy. He's just like a super mega fan for Luffy, and he's just like, you know what? I think I can help you, or I don't know, something happens where they, he reveals the Viva card, and the Viva card is like burning out or something. I don't
I mean, honestly, it could even turn into
know.
a
But yeah,
gag that if they team up together, the Red Hair Pirates see Barto and they hate Barto. Which is funny because Barto loves Luffy, Luffy loves Shanks, Shanks hates Barto.
that's that's
And
hilarious.
the dynamic is the Red Hair Pirates are always trying to fuck over Barto, but he's just got the barriers protecting himself. There could be an interesting dynamic with that.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I wouldn't want to call it important, but Barto's powers were used like in water for some reason. Like,
Hmm.
or they could have introduced like different powers that did the same thing, especially when an SBS came out around the same time saying that, the devil fruits have superior versions and weaker versions. So yeah, I think they should do this.
Do
We
you
call it.
do you know what actually could be a crazy combination?
Huh.
If the Blackbeard Pirates show up, what happens if they kill Vice Admiral Bluegrass and take her ride fruit? And with that, they're able to drive Hajinosu anywhere.
I don't know. I feel like
With Bizarro. Because, like, maybe he can become a living island, but he can't, like, get up and roam as the island, potentially. Whereas she could drive the island to a new location, like her ability. Oh, I don't know, because for so long I was thinking that the Blackbeard Pirates were going to go after the ancient weapons. Although, oh, dude! Okay, you know my theory about the Blackbeard pirates going after the ancient weapons?
Right.
Think about that, but with the Cross Guild allied with the Blackbeard pirates. You have Blackbeard and Crocodile getting Pluton. Both introduced in the Alabaster Saga.
That would be pretty interesting. Yeah. I really want Crocodile to get Pluton too. Like, I don't know, because ever since, uh, like, yeah, ever since he got taken out and held down, he's been shown to be a menace. Like, he clashed with Mihawk, clashed with Doki, I think he clashed with some admirals, and, but I don't really feel it. He's got like that pre-time skip feeling, you know what I mean? Like, he's
Yeah.
not on the level of Mihawk, even though he's on the team of Mihawk.
We've got the strength feats for him now fucking with people, but we don't have the menacing threat.
Yeah. So I think them getting like or at least Crocodile getting Pluton would be. Wait a minute.
Because
Have you heard? Yeah. Have you heard Dex Sake's theory on
yeah, I've heard the Bing Sake theory.
Pluton being all
Yeah,
the what was it, the Pluton the myth theory?
I think so.
Um, what if that's it? I don't know. It's not necessarily menacing, but wasn't that introduced around the same time that we were getting like Papyrus talking about Pluton?
Yeah, it got so Bing Sake came into it at Thriller Bark, which was just after we reintroduced Pluton at Water 7. But
What?
hear me out on this. Buggy, specifically Momo, knows Buggy. Just like Momo knows
What?
Shanks and the Red Hair Pirate and the Roger Pirates. Right?
Right.
If Blackbeard sinks the borders for Wano and Crocodile gets Pluton from Wano, right? They could do it without being enemies immediately of Wano, with Buggy negotiating with Momonosuke. You know what I mean? That way it's not going to be like, the Wano's going to be potentially like fucked over from it, even though they will be. But they'll have their borders forcibly opened then. Then Cross Guild gets Pluton.
Like make a deal with Mihawk? Because I really think the only thing well, of course he has like the strength he can show off. Like if he gets in the water and starts beating people up, and I was like, you know what, let's just make a deal and stop budget. But other than that, I feel like because Wano's so closed off, they don't really see the prestige of Mihawk. Yeah, like everybody else, like that's the world's greatest swordsman. Well, they don't get like news or anything like anybody else does. For them,
What
the world's greatest swordsman is Nemo. You know what I mean?
what if Cross Guild makes a deal with them? Cross Guild destroys the borders, sinks the island, Crocodile takes Pluton. Crocodile and Blackbeard are just like, fuck Wano or we'll sink it. Buggy's like, hang on, I know some people here. Talks to Momo, talks Momo down, and like makes the request, Mihawk, can you stay here and protect this island as our territory? And it's essentially like they've stolen territory off Luffy, because they'll have the Straw Hat flag.
Yo, that would be pretty insane. That'd be pretty cool.
And that way we get some Mihawk lore with Wano, with people. I mean, like, we know that Zoro's over all the people at Wano, but we could have people at Wano's to an extent challenging Mihawk, and Mihawk dicing them out pretty easy, to the point where we even have, how Yamato wanted to stay on the island because she felt like she needs to protect the island.
Right.
I mean, what better training for her for when she joins back up with the Straw Hats than having clashes with Mihawk?
Exactly. Yeah, I think Yamato would be able to clash with Mihawk too, because
Because
like
she could clash with Kaido. She wouldn't be able to beat Mihawk, just like she can't beat Kaido, but it could be used to push her back up going forward.
right,
Hmm.
almost like a training run without necessarily like I don't know, like just having that forced narrative that it's like a training run. Almost like Luffy versus Katakuri, basically a training arc, but it's not under necessarily those same training arc pretenses.
Alright. We've been going for an hour. I'm going to have to wrap up here because we'll do the proper discussion over the weekend. But let me leave you with one more
Oh,
thought, alright? What if it's Katakuri?
oh,
Katakuri's set out to sea after Pudding's been kidnapped by the Blackbeard pirates, Big Mum's been defeated, the the remaining Big Mum pirates are following Katakuri, but they think they're coming here to like fuck up Luffy, only for Katakuri to ask Luffy for help getting back his sister.
yo, that'd be cool. I was gonna say, how would they, I was wondering how they would like, or what their like reason would be. But I guess like to to get help to get, because of course Katakuri, I at least he kind of stated that he was weaker than Big Mom.
Hmm.
He was more mature than Big Mom was, but yeah, like so he obviously wouldn't know that, or he wouldn't want to go out and fight any Yonko unless, hey, what if we have a million Yonkers help?
I think a lot of people aren't going to be prepared for the fact that the Yonko children are all going to be around the same power level and all have the same sort of levels of haki. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? Bullshit. But, like, we got Katakuri first, right? And
Right.
he let Luffy go at the end. Despite the arguments I've had with Eggs about Luffy beating Katakuri, he let Luffy go at the end, right? Then we get
Right.
Yamato, and we've still got Weevil being saved. Now might be a good time to bring Katakuri back into the fray, show that he's actually comparable to Yamato, whether that's with advanced armament or advanced conquerors, right? And
Right.
then Luffy's Grand Fleet gets three new major members, being Katakuri, Yamato, and somehow coming back into the fray of the story, Weevil. Being he's assimilated the crews of three Yonko. You know what I mean?
That would be pretty cool, though.
Because like to be the pirate king is to rule other pirates, but we also know there are pirates out there that are never going to listen to Luffy. But their
Yeah.
organization still need to be like in a way assimilated by Luffy. So if you had like Blackbeard and Crossguild team up, and then you had Luffy get Yamato, Weevil, Katakuri, and the remaining Big Mum pirates teamed up, which is why they spent so long fleshing out the Big Mum pirates, right?
Right.
And I mean, what okay, the Grand Fleet, awesome, but still a little random, right?
Yeah, like out of the
What are Luffy's three biggest like things that he's known for?
uh I'd say his devil fruit, definitely now. Now that the bounty posters are available. Uh
I'd say his devil fruit, his lineage,
oh,
and his appetite.
oh,
So the theme of Luffy's crew
that's
would be
good.
people that
That's
feed
good.
him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And having a little bit of hostility at first, which, I mean, mind you, Perisparrow wanted wanted to take over the Big Mum Pirates, right? So there could even be like a Big Mum Pirates
Right.
civil war where the siblings that believe in Cat follow Cat, which just happen to be the good siblings, and then the siblings that are like, no, we can't trust someone that took out our mum, follow Perisparrow.
That would be pretty cool. Wasn't Perisparrow killed in water again? I thought, or was he just take like knocked out?
He got his face scratched up, and then he got like a projectile sword slash from like a claw slash on the stomach, but we don't see him come the end of it. And like
What
we like, you know how we saw King and
if,
Queen after?
right.
We didn't see Perisparrow, so you could make the argument that Perisparrow and Jack died then, or you could make the argument that they both survived. And I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack comes back in a cover story. You know what I mean?
Possibly. I don't know about because at the same time I feel like Jax outplayed his usefulness to like well, I mean Erda takes surprising work, but I really don't see him doing much to help to tell the story. Like, help anything on the outside world.
What if he doesn't have something that develops his plot? Rather, it's just the like following true to his character. It's him going around picking fights and getting one shot by different people in the new world.
Just like 20 chapters. Every cover story is Jeff getting one shot by a new guy.
No, but it would be like, because okay, he's a mammoth. He's a pretty big dude, right? It'd be funny if like
Right.
he goes to Elbaf, right? And it's like one chapter he tries to pick a fight and a giant takes him out. Then he wakes up, you've got giant animals on Elbaf, and he's like a really strong mammoth, which is normally pretty big, but then there's a mammoth like 10 times his size.
Right.
And it's like him just getting constantly fucked up by like other stuff, because like since Jack was introduced, he's always been a badass that got his ass kicked. Like, he shows
Yeah.
up, gets his ass kicked by Fujitora, shows up, gets his ass kicked by Neko and Inu, shows up, gets his ass kicked by Ashura Doji, shows up, gets his ass kicked again by uh Inarashi, right? Like, everything Jack does, like, Jack is the world's best jobber. You know what I mean?
Like, how did he even get him down to every fight he's in, he loses.
But he's strong enough as well to like show. He's a good line in the sand to be like, this character's strong. They beat Jack. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's like, you can do that without Jack being defeated, because he's a fishman that ate an ancient zone. He's got the healing factor.
Right.
And it could be funny if it's like not just Jack, but it's like um self-proclaimed woolly mammoth pirates, and it's Jack with the remaining Topiropo, but none of them are listening to him, right? so
Just like two
so like they're just trying to go on their own
everything.
way, and he's trying to be like a mini Kaido, beat them up to make them listen, but like their fights are close enough, but then there are other things around them that are fucking them all up.
Yo, what if Jack becomes the first commander of the evil pirates?
That would be mm, that'd be interesting.
I really don't even see where evil fits in with the main story, honestly.
Okay, do you think Weevil's making it to Impel Down, or do you think he's being freed before he gets to Impel Down?
I think, hmm, I don't know who else would want to save him besides like Martha. You know what I mean? So I don't think they would have time to save him before they get to Impel Down. So I think he might end up in Impel Down and maybe what do you call it? Since he got like drained dry by a Green Bull, what if they put him in like a water the water torture? Uh, hell, I know they were talking. I don't think we've seen it, but I remember hearing about it in Marineford. They're talking about how the water torture in Impel Down was crazy. So then you like rehydrate Evil, and like he looks like exactly like Whitebeard.
I
I can
mean,
see that happening.
do you know what? I just thought of something that would be funny, but also random as shit.
Hmm.
What if Weevil? What if no one goes to help Weevil and he just breaks out of Impel Down?
I mean, he could. At the Weaver card says that he's as strong as Whitebeard.
What happens if,
And
because he looks so weird, Bon Clay goes to abduct him to free him, right?
right,
Only for Weevil, once he's free, to go, I can't stay here anymore. I gotta go find Mum and find Straw Hat. Bon Clay's like, he's after Straw Hat. They must be allies. I have to help him break out. Right?
right.
Resulting in Weevil freeing the Doflamingo pirates with Bon Clay and staging a massive Impel Down breakout where it's Weevil, Weevil, Bon Clay, and Doflamingo. And I mean, mind you, think about how that would actually look as a lineup, right? You got two tall, like, you got two 3 meter tall ass motherfuckers. One fat, one skinny in, like, head to toe pink. And another dude that's tiny compared to them in drag.
Right.
They fuck up. And mind you, I say fuck up. Imagine how good the fight would be against like getting to see post time skip Magellan. And the post time skip Awaken Zones.
Didn't Magellan resign from his position at Belgium?
He's now the Vice Warden.
I don't. Um,
So imagine, like, imagine actually seeing Magellan with Haki clashing against people that just so happen to be able to be the only people that can really fight him without touching him, being Doflamingo.
well,
Or, because mind
that
you, they're in Impel Down now, Senior Pink swimming through the poison and it not poisoning him because he can swim through it.
oh,
So we could get
I
like
don't
a
know.
crazy combination thing going of the Don Quixote pirates, because all of Impel Down's made out of stone, right?
Right.
The
Oh,
second they free
so they
Picker,
would just, and then they basically have the same like level 6 prisoners that like Buggy was, like Whitebeard feared Buggy because of those level 6 prisoners. They're random no names to us, but you know,
mm.
so maybe that's how Dofi gets his stand.
And imagine them all being under Weevil at that point. Just because he's like he's physically stronger. Doflamingo may be smarter, but Doflamingo may also be like, fuck, this guy's stronger than me, but I can manipulate him really easily.
Right.
Right? And poor Bon Clay's just like, you're all friends of Straw Hat? Let me help! You know what I mean?
Right. That'd, that'd be funny when he figures out that they're not actually friends. They're just like actually looking for him to beat him up.
Because that would also be the most ironic thing with Bon Clay, because Bon Clay met Luffy met Luffy twice at Alabasta and became best friends, right?
Right.
And the point was supposed to be, like, the whole point of Bon Clay's character is, like, it doesn't matter how long we've actually spent together, once we're friends for life. But he
Right.
teams up with two people that are pretending to be Luffy's friends that just want nothing but his downfall.
That'd be cool.
Alright, I'm gonna have to sit and think on that, but I'm gonna wrap up here. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up? Knowing full well this isn't the proper discussion stream. This is just a little fresh off the back of this chapter, me and my curiosity.
Nothing really. It was a great chapter. Can't wait till next week. I have gotten both that there's no break next week and that there is a break next week, so I'm not sure if there's or is not. Because I think I was looking in OP spoilers said that there was a break this week, or there was a break after this chapter, and then Pewpiece posted and said that there wasn't. So I'm not sure.
I think there's not a break in the chapter, but there might be a break for the magazine for Golden Week.
Right.
So it might be like a week and a half before we get the next chapter, instead of the normal 2-week break.
Right.
But, last thing I'll say, Brook froze the fucking Sky Island clouds. Brook's getting way too OP with the ice abilities.
Have you seen that picture of Aokiji as a kid?
Yeah.
Like kid Aokiji.
And how Brook looks just like him?
Yeah, and they both have like amazing ice powers.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, is Brook immune to Aokiji the same way Brook's immune to Big Mom? You can't chill me to the bone because I'm already bone.
Yeah. I feel like at most he can maybe freeze? Like freeze him and then shatter him?
No, but how?
I don't know.
Because what freezes other people is the flesh in that. Brook's just bone.
That, and we don't know if he can just like summon ice or if he can control ice too. It can go both ways.
Ooh, I can see a seedy matchup coming. I reckon Brook may throw hands with Aokiji at some point. And I mean, mind you, I don't think Brook's going to have a fight post-time skip properly until the Blackbeard Pirates. But every fight Brook has is going to be either he decimates them or he's fighting well above his pay grade but not losing. Like, Brook versus Big Mom. Well above his pay grade, didn't lose, but lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
Brook versus Aokiji. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Alright, that being said, I'm going to wrap up there. Do you have any last words, my dude?
No.
Alright, sweet. Say goodbye. Thanks for coming through, Young. It is really appreciated.
Alright, bye guys.
And until the next chapter of One Piece, or until the next video of mine you watch, whatever it is you're here for, thank you guys and girls for coming through. Really couldn't do it without you. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Trying to hit our goal of 250 subscribers. We're at 247 at the moment, so we're actually so damn close. So thank you all that have come through and subscribed lately. It means the world to us. And check out the link tree in the description down below. It'll take you to things like my Discord, where you can join and talk anything anime and manga related. My Twitter, where you get notifications when I'm going live, my Twitch, where I post gameplay content, and my TikTok, where I do a bunch of short-form content regarding any of the series that I cover there, and I'm starting to go live there a bit more frequently, so be sure to check that out. And yeah, thank you guys and girls for coming through. Until the next chapter of One Piece, or until the next video of mine, nothing but love, nothing but respect. Have a damn good day.